When we use the word oligarchy, or you hear people talk about oligarchs, it always sounds foreign, first of all, right? But second of all, I will admit, as a person who's sort of interested in the drama that goes along with the news, sometimes the whole idea of oligarchy or oligarchs, it sounds kind of interesting, right? I mean, maybe I've got a sixth sense of what counts as drama and an interesting story, but, you've got really, 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 really rich people, a relatively small number of them, taking over the government and changing the government so it only works for them. It can sound like interesting drama to watch, right? It's like Succession style, really rich people fighting and maneuvering among themselves to see who comes out on top, to see who gets to control what piece of the pie, right? There's a reason we watch shows like that. Maybe there's going to be interesting drama to mine, right? Succession style, from watching Trump's various billionaires scrap amongst themselves to see if the guy with $80 billion worth of links to the crypto firm with the alleged Hamas and North Korea ties, is he going to be Commerce Secretary or maybe Treasury Secretary? Or maybe he's out. Or will the one billionaire who wants to live in space when Earth goes to hell, will he totally take over NASA himself? Or will the other billionaire with his own space company make big enough smoochy noises that he too will be handed some portion of America's space infrastructure? There's a way to think about this as real junior high school drama. Ooh, these kitty cats hate each other. Meow. This should be an interesting fight. There is a way to look upon the oligarchization of the American government as drama, as a kind of theater of greed, and maybe there'll be some good stories there. And of course, there's also the low-down crassness of it all as well, which is its own very lowbrow kind of drama. One son's girlfriend gets to be an ambassador. Sure, why not? The other son's wife maybe gets to be a senator. One daughter's husband gets an ambassadorship for his felon dad. And his college roommate gets to be America's hostage envoy, right? Because sure, why not Jared's roommate for the hostage envoy job? Not like anybody's life depends on it. And the other daughter's husband, he'll get a Middle East envoy job for his father, who seems to have persuaded everyone he's a billionaire, but apparently that was all an act, and his family actually just owns a truck dealership. And so now that he's been exposed as kind of a con artist, does he still get to be the Middle East envoy? I don't know. It's all hilarious. It's very lowbrow. It's hilarious, and it's interesting to watch, and it's maybe good drama, unless, God forbid, you've got a family member who's a hostage somewhere and is counting on help from the U.S. government to save his or her life. And you're starting to worry if maybe Jared's roommate wasn't the best point person to head that up for the U.S. government. Maybe there's somebody more qualified. I mean, it's hilarious unless you've got a loved one, trapped overseas in some sort of problem in an important foreign country who needs help from the U.S. embassy in that country. And it turns out Don Jr.'s girlfriend with no diplomatic experience is the ambassador there. I mean, it all could be very interesting drama, unless you've got a reason to worry about fentanyl and opioids, or unless you've got a kid getting off a school bus somewhere, or unless you find yourself one Thanksgiving Day driving a car full of kids through that tunnel at 1 p.m. What people like Anne Applebaum and Ruth Ben-Ghiat and Yale historian Timothy Snyder have been teaching about and kind of warning Americans about for the past couple of years, as we have started this slide in our country, as we have started this slide toward a form of government that exists all over the world but has never before been here. One of the things they have been telling us is that oligarchy under an authoritarian leader, we've got very, very rich people dividing up the spoils of the government and the country under an authoritarian leader who lets them have at it. One of the things to know about that kind of system is that it isn't just about the leader and the oligarchs helping themselves. It is that, and it's a sight to behold, right? There are untold piles of ill-gotten gains all over the world to show for that. But for most of us, what's more important than what they do for themselves is what it does to everyone else. When government exists to serve the people who have been made very rich by technology and industry and business practices that have a side effect of hurting and killing regular people, The effect of that is that more regular people are going to get hurt and killed because there will be nowhere to turn for redress or for protection because the authorities you might once have called, they're no longer there for you. They're there now for the guy at the gala at the leader's winter home in Florida. They're there for the con artist in-laws of the leader's second daughter or whoever. I mean, that's what oligarchy is everywhere. The important thing is not the drama among the oligarchs. And I can feel our media system right now sliding into soap opera coverage of the drama among the oligarchs. Sure, that drama is there. But the real effect on our country is not just about which kitty cat comes out with the biggest spoils, right? The drama among the oligarchs is drama. But the consequence for our country is what that kind of a system, what that kind of a spoil system does to all of us, does to regular people. How do we prepare ourselves better for that? Based on what other countries have been through with that, is there anything that we can learn about how we can try to slow it down or stop our country from becoming that, if in fact we want to protect ourselves from dissolving into that kind of a system?